And I hope everybody is doing well today. Hope you had a great day at work or at school or at home, wherever you've been. I've been getting a lot of downloads and messages lately about relationships and the difference between a relationship and a partnership. And it dawned on me that I have literally never had a partnership. I've been in love. I've loved someone with all my heart. I have compromised. I've done all of that, but I've never had a partnership. And so this video is for those that are in that situation or just whatever. If you can look, I'm giving this to you because it was given to me. If you can take it, go ahead and get into it. If you can't, let it fly. You know what I mean? Just go on to something else. A relationship is mostly based on love. I've had that. I've been in love. I've sacrificed. I've been loved and all of that. A partnership, which is more along the lines of what, if you're into it, people will call it twin flame. The difference between twin flame and soulmate relationships. Soulmate can be anybody. It can be a family relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be an intimate partner. It's a soulmate. Usually they grow you. You can relate to them. It's in relation to you and your energy. Whereas a twin flame or a partnership type of situation is more or less someone that you can come together with, share a common goal, reach it, someone who brings out the best in you and can bring out the worst, but for reasons of growth, for reasons of you getting past this thing. So in order to understand better, partnerships versus relationships. So relationships are usually built on love. Love. These are the type of relationships that people usually can't even tell you why they're together besides, well, I love them. Things look so crazy from the outside and look so chaotic. And people on the outside wonder, why are you with, well, I love him or I love her. And that's great. Not that that's a bad thing. Love is a very important component for success in a relationship. It's just not the most important component. When you are with somebody and you want to build a life with them, it's important that you guys agree on key elements. It's important that you agree on the things that are important. It's important that you have the same goal, right? You don't necessarily have to have the same method of getting to that goal, but the method should be complementary one to another. The method should be in respect to the other. And it should be a natural thing, not something that anyone forced. Now, granted, you can meet people sometimes and you can see the potential in them, and that relationship may require some work or that partnership may require some work. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Just be very clear about the conditions under which you can work and the conditions under which you cannot or are not willing to work under. So just like similar to a place of employment or even a place of recreation, like a club or something like that, we have our TIDs. We have our things that we know that we can deal with and our things that we can't. Well, okay, if this is going to be an overnight job, if weekends are required, if the supervisor or the authority is chaotic, is disrespectful, I can't work there. I can't work under those conditions. Or if it goes to a club, the music is too loud, or it's smoking, I don't smoke. And you know what I mean? We know these things very clearly. We know what we want and what we don't want, how we're willing to work and how we're not willing to work. And it's the same thing with the partnership. Certain things are deal breakers for different people. So yes, know that no, you're probably not gonna meet somebody that's perfect. Even your twin flame, even your forever person, it's gonna likely not be perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's just growth. That's just working together. As long as the conditions are sane, as long as the conditions are acceptable to you, respectable to you, and non-hazardous to you, your health, be that spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, then fine. Go ahead with it. Work with it. Partnerships are a lot like businesses. Marriage itself is a business. We've been misled into believing that this aspect of marriage has so much to do with love, being in love, whatever. Being in love is cool, but in love, okay, you can fall out of love with a mother. Okay, just you know this. If you know this already, if you've grown and you've been in any type of relationships, you know that in love is very fleeting emotions. They don't always last. I heard a couple one time say they had been married for something like 40 or 50 years, and they were asking them what was the key, and they said we never fell out of love at the same time. You're not always gonna like or love a mother sucker. Like, it just don't work like that. People are gonna piss you off, and it's gonna happen if you have something stronger, if you have an agreement. Now, I am a very spiritual person, so I never leave the creator out of my basis. Whatever you do, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're not into that kind of thing, then we'll let it fly. But something that is very universal is agreement. So when you get into a partnership, you should probably have like a meeting. You probably should. I'm talking about with your notepad and your pen and sitting down and understanding this person. This is premarital counseling some people go to, and some people, don't think that that's of any value and don't use it. And you don't have to necessarily go to someone outside yourself. You can sit down amongst each other and just figure out what it is that you're looking for. And of course, from the basis, you're going to have to know that yourself. So even you can rewind it back if you don't know, and look at your chakra balance and meditate, write lists, get into yourself. You're not going to find your forever partner, your forever love, and your twin flame. You're not going to find this person unless you get in touch with self. It's not going to happen. And if you do find them, you'll probably miss out on the opportunity because you're not in tune. So that's the basis. Y'all know that's always where I'm coming from anyway. I'm a fiend for people getting into themselves. Get to know yourself. I'm in every way. Get to know yourself. Get to know what you like. Sexually. How you gonna tell somebody what you like sexually? You don't even know. Yes, baby. You got to get into yourself. All of that. You have to do it. Because how you gonna know otherwise? How you gonna know? A lot of us, we know exactly what we don't want. We know exactly what we don't want. And what we don't realize is that the more you focus on what you don't want, that's exactly what you're going to get. Speak positively, speak positive affirmations, be very clear about who you are, be very clear about what you're willing to accept, be very clear about what you want, and be very clear about what you're willing to do to get there. That starts here with you first, and then the partner that you find is going to inevitably radiate at that same vibration, because that's just the way the universe works. You're going to attract someone that vibrates at that same level with you. All right. Even if there's work to do, even if there's things that you guys that belly fat. Even if there's work to do, even if there's things that you guys have to overcome, and that's fine. That's just this regular stuff. But there has to be a firm base, and that firm basis is agreement. So this year and beyond, instead of looking for that person that you may just be so googly-eye in love with, or I like the way he dressed, I like the way she look, I like her ass, I like his penis size, I like whatever it is. Instead of looking for a person like that, try, after you get in touch with self, try to, or go about, not try, that's not good vocabulary, go about seeking someone or coming together with someone who is in agreement with your core values and with your goals. And you may not be ultra attracted to that person at first. You may not. But love is something that will come. Anybody could grow on you. Seriously, anybody can grow on you. It done been people that I was like, what the, I don't, you know. And then the more I get to know that person, I'm like, wow, you know, look at his eyes. I mean, his eyes are so nice or whatever, you know. Oh wow, look at his smile. You know, I didn't even realize that he was smiling like that before. Because that person they grow on you. You know, you get to know that person. You start to see a beauty beyond the physical. Don't be so caught up in that, is what I'm saying. Don't be so caught up in that. It's very difficult to find someone that you are in agreement with. And I mean your authentic self. Somebody that you don't have to, you know, fool around with, where you can be yourself and you can be comfortable in that. And someone that also pushes you to get to where it is that you want to go in a constructive way. It's very difficult to find that. It's not easy. Especially if you anywhere like me. I'm such a weirdo. Like, it's so difficult to find someone that can sustain after the fascination is over, after the lust is over, after they grow tired and weary or used to your sexiness or your beauty or, you know, whatever representations that we put up front. So you have to cherish that. Finding somebody that looks good, it's kind of easy. Finding somebody that you're attracted to could be easy. Good sex even. But if you want great sex, get into it. Get into yourself. Know what you want. Know what you're willing to deal with. Know what you're not willing to deal with. You know, be courageous enough to put it forth. Sometimes we get into things with people and we be so afraid to set boundaries because we're scared we're going to lose that person. Whereas if that's the right person for you, first of all, it's going to draw them closer to you. And even if it's not your forever person, you are going to get such a respect from that person and such a solid connection. You know, people admire and respect and love someone that sets boundaries, even if they don't like it right then at that moment when you do it. In retrospect, when they look back, they will. You know, stay true to yourself. Stay true to what you want, and attract that in someone else. May not be what you want the person to look like physically. May not be the amount of money you want the person to have at that time. All of that will come. All of that will come. That's why you have so many older cultures who are like from back in the day, kind of like mindset, that do arranged marriages. Am I saying arranged marriages is cool? No, I'm not saying anything. If that's your thing, get into it. I'm saying I can see the jewel in it. You know what I mean? I can see the jewel in it. Because it's formed off of an agreement. And love can come. Love will come. Get the agreement first. Get the agreement. Find someone that you agree with and agrees with you about common goals and common places that you guys want to go, because it's the business. You wouldn't get into business with someone that you don't agree with. You wouldn't get into business with someone that doesn't share the same goals. You wouldn't do it. It would be a wreck, and you would know it, so you wouldn't touch it. And let's do the same thing with relationships this year, you know. I hate to sound like a broken record, but you can't even do that unless you know what you like or what you don't like. So many people you don't even know. Like, all we know is what we don't want. Oh, I don't want them to do this. Well, what do you want them to do then? Do you know? Because I didn't. I had to sit me down and write me a list so I can really understand what I want for myself. And now when men are coming around and are approaching me, I know of that. We ain't got to waste no kind of time. I don't want that. I already know. Get into it, right? Get into yourself, for your heart, chakras, balancing, meditation, all of these things, all of the things that I be posting up, all of those things, I'm just sharing with you. I'm just sharing with you. My downloads, my messages, what I know. So, like I said, if you can use it, get into it. If you can't, let it fly. I love you guys. And I wish everyone the best. And I hope all of us find our forever love. And I hope all of us reach the goals that we want to in heart and in soul and in mind and in body. And I just wish I saw unicorns and rainbows. And Skittle-filled raindrops. Sorry, guys. Alright, I'm out of here. I love you guys much, okay? See you later.